On Artesia's main street is a gateway to the town's history and a visual synopsis of the entire state's backstory.
All right, so where are we?
The Heritage Walkway.
Wow, all roads lead to this path.
Upon entry to the Heritage Walkway, imagery of Spanish conquistadors appear alongside Native American scenes, leading into settlers moving west on covered wagon, where the prospect of homesteading, working on the railroad, or discovering oil brought people to towns like Artesia.
That building looks familiar. I've seen that in old pictures.
The Artesia Hotel was built in the 20s, and it was to support, just like all the hotels here now, to support the oil field boom.
Okay.
But oil is not the only valuable resource to be found below these city streets. As the town's name implies,
Artesia is named after the artesian wells underground. So kind of the springing of life from underground is our water.
just as sure as the water flowed, the oil burst from the ground. A history encapsulated beyond these walls in the derrick floor sculpture on Main Street, dedicated to the people who worked this oil patch, and just one instance where a celebratory portrait of the men and women of Artesia is cast in bronze.
So I want to take you across the street to one of our mini statues here in town.
Okay.
She is called the First Lady of Artesia, Sally Chisholm.
The famous Sally Chisholm.
The famous Sally Chisholm. She was an entrepreneur. She was one of the first ladies to come into town and establish herself as something. She opened a post office. She was queen of the Jingle Bob Ranch. Like, she is someone to be in awe of.
Okay. Interestingly enough, there seems to be a book in our hand that says Billy the Kid. Now, the little knowledge I know about Sally Chisholm is there some kind of connection with Billy the Kid.
Yes, possibly a romantic connection with Billy the Kid.
Speculation, that's speculation.
Yes, speculation, but that's what history is.
Okay.
Can't argue with Miss G on that one. We head to the library, where we move from speculation to fiction, as depicted in the giant classic novels and avid readers atop them. But beyond the art outside is a treasure within the walls of the library. Above the rows of books is a masterpiece by one of the region's most acclaimed artists, Peter Hurd. Born in Roswell, Hurd used the landscapes and ranch life of the Southwest as inspiration for much of his work, as we see in the fresco before us.
If you travel towards Cloudcroft, there's lots of abandoned ranch houses like this.
So tell me some of the details of the mural here.
It's depicting harvest time. And especially in this part of the country, you have to prepare for winter and be able to survive and feed your family and your livestock up until the next spring.
What speaks to you, Braxton?
Well, the title is "The Future Belongs to Those Who Prepare for It," so basically just preparing for what comes to them.
As a metaphor and literally canning and putting all your veggies in some kind of preserve, but also talking about we're in a library. The future belongs to those who prepare, and this is kind of that extended metaphor for that. So my other question is, how did this thing get inside of this building? Because I know it's not from here, wasn't made here, right?
No. Yeah, and it was a big deal. I mean, you had people who came out and picnicked to watch them hauling it in here through the roof with a crane, with a giant crane.
65,000 pounds.
65,000 pounds.
The logistics involved with moving this gigantic fresco from Houston to Artesia is a show all its own. But let's just say, there are as many fascinating tidbits to this mural as there are characters portrayed in it. One of them being the depiction of Hurd himself, leaning against a truck. It is a marvel and a sight to behold. Truly something to see in person. A great time to come see the mural is at night, and from across the street of the library. To get fully immersed in the world of the artist, take an excursion to the Hurd family ranch in San Patricio, just over an hour away, and visit the Hurd La Rinconada Gallery,